Nigeria's maritime sector, where the tides of potential meet the shores of possibility. Hello there to our maritime lovers, enthusiasts, and stakeholders. It's NIMASA This Week, your weekly dose on maritime news home and abroad. From regulatory updates to innovative projects and success stories. I remain your anchor on the show, Moyioluwa Olutayo. Welcome on board.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are NIMASA. New face, rejuvenated service. NIMASA, changing the tides in your favor.
The program is NIMASA This Week. It's great to be back at it. Our first port of call today is the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy in the capital city, Abuja. The ministry is making strides in developing Nigeria's maritime sector. The Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola CON, has emphasized the importance of government-private sector partnership to unlock the sector's full potential. The ministry is also working to address challenges like environmental degradation, illegal fishing, and safety concerns on Nigeria's waterways. Stay with us on the program. I'll be right back.
On August 20, 2023, a new chapter was written in Nigeria's maritime history. On that day, the federal government, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, created the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, a bold and visionary step to unlock the nation's vast maritime potential as an engine of growth, job creation, and sustainable development. At the helm of this brand new ministry was appointed a man widely respected for his quiet efficiency, policy discipline, and unwavering integrity, His Excellency Adegboyega Isiaka Oyetola CON. 2 years on, the ministry has become a shining case study of what leadership, strategic focus, and political will can deliver in record time. From restoring order at Nigeria's busiest ports to unlocking long-dormant funds for indigenous ship owners, from pioneering investments in human capital to driving continental initiatives in maritime finance, the results speak for themselves. Tonight, we take you through that remarkable journey in this special documentary.
The Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy emerged as one of the visionary creations of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in May 2023. Reflecting a renewed national focus on harnessing the vast potential of Nigeria's aquatic wealth. At the helm of this pioneering ministry stands His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola CON, a distinguished statesman, astute administrator, and accomplished figure from the private sector. Formerly the governor of Osun State, he now bears the noble responsibility of steering this fledgling ministry, tasked with charting a bold and transformative course for Nigeria's maritime future. The ministry is statutorily entrusted with the vital mandate of ensuring Nigeria's vast marine resources are harnessed in a sustainable manner, serving as a cornerstone for diversifying the nation's predominantly oil-dependent economy. The ministry is concurrently expected to initiate policies designed to stimulate the maritime industry, ensure maritime safety, and promote economic growth through the blue economy. The ministry executes its mandate and supervisory functions through a network of specialized agencies.
Our job is to ensure that we provide leadership, we do monitoring, and ensure that things are done in line with the mandate given to us.
It goes without saying that the vast, largely untapped potential of Nigeria's marine and blue economy holds the key to diversifying the nation's economy.
Nigerian marine and blue economy represent an untapped gold mine of opportunities. It encompasses a vast spectrum of activities from maritime shipping and fisheries to renewable energy and coastal tourism. With an expansive coastline of 853 kilometers and a maritime area of over 46,000 square kilometers, our nation is strategically positioned to leverage these resources for sustainable economic growth. The marine and blue economy holds immense potential to contribute significantly to our GDP, create thousands of jobs, and drive regional and global trade.
Assuming his duties with a clear vision for Nigeria's maritime future, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola prioritized immediate structured actions. He understood that sustainably harnessing the nation's immense marine resources required a robust framework, making the development of a national marine and blue economy policy an urgent priority. The most pressing challenges immediately addressed by the Honorable Minister, His Excellency Adegboyega Oyetola, upon assuming office was the notorious Apapa gridlock and berthing turnaround time. This impediment, a persistent blight on Nigeria's economic gateway for over 2 decades, had defied numerous attempts by successive administrations. Its devastating impact severely hampered trade facilitation through the nation's busiest ports, Apapa and Tinkan ports. Oyetola, demonstrating remarkable commitment and strategic execution, delivered on this promise within just 6 months of his tenure.
The ministry, in collaboration with Lagos State Government, cleared the 8-long Apapa-Tinkan-Maitu traffic for land-side operations and provided tugboats, mooring boats, padlock cutters, bollards, and fenders across all port locations for effective transmission time for vessels and trucks. This led to a reduction in both the vessel and truck time turnaround times.
Nigeria, a maritime nation with 853 kilometers of coastline, 10,000 kilometers of inland waterways, and a commanding presence along the Gulf of Guinea.
This vast blue economy is not just potential, it's powering trade, security, and sustainability for Nigeria and the entire region. Nigeria is fully aligned with the International Maritime Organization's vision for safer, greener, and more secure seas.
Nigeria is actively implementing a marine litter action plan to protect its waters and enhance sustainable ocean governance. In recent years, it has ratified key IMO instruments covering maritime safety, training for fishing vessel personnel, and pollution response, while securing presidential assent for 3 more conventions on ship recycling, liability limits, and passenger safety.
But trade and tourism thrive only where there is maritime security. Once a piracy hotspot, the Gulf of Guinea is now safer, thanks largely to Nigeria's Deep Blue project, led by NEMASA in partnership with the Nigerian Navy and other regional architecture.
combining satellite surveillance, air and sea assets, and an advanced command and control center, the Deep Blue project has helped reduce piracy incidents in Nigerian waters to zero and, by extension, significantly across the wider region.
At the core of Nigeria's maritime transformation is the Lekki Deep Sea Port, the first fully automated port in Nigeria and one of the most advanced in West Africa. It can handle 2.5 million TEUs annually, easing congestion, reducing dwell time, and revolutionizing logistics for African trade.
Next to Lekki Port sits the Dangote Refinery, Africa's largest, with a capacity of 650,000 barrels per day. This massive infrastructure is redefining maritime logistics in the region.
As a coastal state, Nigeria is investing in sustainable maritime solutions, including green port infrastructure, energy-efficient vessels, and the use of climate-friendly CNG-powered trucks to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
But infrastructure alone is not enough. Nigeria is building people. Through the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program, over 2,200 cadets have been trained, many with global standard certifications.
Training partnerships with some countries continue to grow. Maritime academies in Nigeria are better equipped for training. Nigeria also supports gender inclusion in maritime professions, empowering more women to thrive in the blue economy.
Nigeria's maritime sector is more than shipping lanes and oil platforms. It is a source of jobs, tourism, trade, energy, and national pride.
Eco-tourism on our Atlantic coast to clean shipping and digital port solutions.
Nigeria is not just sailing ahead. We're bringing others along.
We are partnering for a safer, greener, and inclusive maritime future.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are NIMASA. New face, rejuvenated service. NIMASA. Changing the tides in your favor.
Welcome back on the program. You're still watching NIMASA This Week. Moving on, the International Maritime Organization Green Voyage, also known as Green Voyage 2050, aims to support developing countries in reducing greenhouse gas emissions from ships and achieving the IMO's zero emission strategy. Nigeria, as a partner country, recently held a national stakeholders workshop in Lagos, organized by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. The focus of the workshop was on IMO's support for developing countries towards achieving this goal. The Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Dayo Mubriola, who attended the event, was ably represented by the Executive Director, Operations, Engineer Fatai Adeyemi. Stay tuned on the program as we bring you the full report.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, working with the International Maritime Organization through the IMO Green Voyage 2050 project, recently convened prominent maritime sector stakeholders for the national workshop on the development of a national maritime decarbonization action plan. The event, which was hosted in Lagos, is part of the effort to align the country with the IMO's 2023 strategy on the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions from ships, which defines a clear pathway towards achieving net zero emissions from international shipping by 2050. Delivering the keynote address, the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, represented by Dr. John Obuche, Deputy Director of the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, described the workshop as a pivotal moment in Nigeria's maritime journey, stressing that as the backbone of global trade, the maritime sector must respond decisively to the accelerating global transition towards sustainability.
The maritime industry is the backbone of global trade Yet it is faced by unprecedented challenges. Thus, it is undergoing a transformative shift towards sustainability, driven by the urgent need to mitigate climate change. Consequently, the IMO, through its revised 2023 greenhouse gas strategy, has set ambitious targets, aiming for net zero greenhouse gas emissions from international shipping by or around 2050. These targets necessitate a concerted effort from all stakeholders, particularly in developing countries like Nigeria.
The agency's Director General, Dr. Dayo Mobiola, who was represented at the event by the Executive Director Operations, Engineer Fatai Tai Adeyemi, highlighted the strategic opportunity that maritime decarbonization offers to Nigeria, while also commenting on the global shift towards sustainable shipping practices.
The world is undergoing a transformative shift towards sustainability, compelled by the urgent necessity of tackling climate change. At the heart of this global effort lies the International Maritime Organization (IMO) 2023 strategy on reduction of greenhouse gas emissions from ships. This revised strategy set forth ambitious yet essential target, a commitment to achieve net zero CAG emissions from international shipping by or around 2050.
With representation from the International Maritime Organization at the event, Astrid Despart, team lead and technical manager of the IMO Voyage 2050 project, highlighted the project's core mission of promoting a coordinated and globally harmonized regulatory framework to fast-track maritime decarbonization efforts.
Green fuels will be very important for the maritime transition, and the IMO is putting in place the regulatory framework to support the uptake of green fuels, moving to biofuels, moving to methanol, moving to ammonia. And as our Secretary General pointed out quite a bit lately, this transition is happening. Whether we like it or not, it is happening. The maritime energy transition is started and is moving fast.
Following the presentations, events delegates from the IMO Green Voyage 2050 project were taken on a guided tour of the University of Lagos Institute of Maritime Studies and the Tinkan Island Port Complex in Apapa, Lagos, where the delegates received a comprehensive tour of the port's facilities and operations, provided first-hand insight into Nigeria's maritime infrastructures and activities.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are NIMASA. New face, rejuvenated service. NIMASA, changing the tides in your favor.
In line with its mandate to safeguard Nigeria's waters from ship source pollution, oil spills and plastic debris, the agency's Marine Environment Management Department recently conducted an onboard oil spill response drill at the Nigerian Maritime Resource Development Center's jetty in Kirikiri, Lagos, with the objective of the exercise being to strengthen capacity of NIMASA marine pollution control officers for effective response in the event of emergency oil spills. The exercise commenced with opening remarks by the Director, Marine Environment Management, Dr. Omar Ofadele, who was represented by the Deputy Director, MEM, Mrs. Regina Abba, who stated that the drill forms part of NIMASA's continuous commitment to safeguarding the Nigerian marine environment.
The maritime industry remains vulnerable to oil spill incidents. An effective response is not driven by theory alone, but by regular drills, coordination, and practical field readiness. Today's exercise provides an opportunity to assess our preparedness, inter-unit collaboration, and the effectiveness of our pollution response equipment and procedures.
The event's keynote address was delivered by the Executive Director Operations, Engineer Fatai Adeyemi, who was represented by the Special Assistant to the Executive Director Operations, Barrister Peter Agbaminoja.
This exercise represents yet another important milestone in our collective commitment to marine environment protection, operational preparedness, and regulatory excellence. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is important to highlight that Nigeria's recent success in securing election into the IMO Category C is a clear testament to the credibility, consistency, and professionalism of NIMASA. This achievement did not come by chance. It is the result of sustained institutional reforms, strong regulatory enforcement, capacity development, and NIMASA's unwavering commitment to excellence in the global maritime space.
This was followed by the practical drills before the program concluded with a vote of thanks by Mohammed Abari, Assistant Director MEM, who spoke on the importance of emergency preparedness.
This is an offshore boom. We use it to contain oil in case of spillage in the offshore area. So, like you see, these are the connections. We connect the two hoses. We have the female and the male, which is directly connected here to the offshore boom. So this is an air blower. We use it to inflate the boom. So it has a connection, as you can see from here. This is the connection. We connect it to the boom and we inflate it. So you can see we have inflated one section of this boom. So we will still launch it and inflate the second section. This is how we will deploy it to cover the spillage area. Today we are not launching the offshore boom. We are launching the manual boom, which is this one. Then our team will be on board. We are going to feed in our boom to them. So they will be on board receiving the boom from us. The team from laboratory also are going with them because they are taking samples also at the same time. As you can see, we are already feeding the boom. So they are going to make a U shape to cover the spillage area. Next step is that we are going to launch our skimmer, which is connected to the source of energy from here. This is what is going to excoop the oil from the environment. So as you can see, this is our containment area. We have already contained the area. The next thing is our skimmer, which is already launched. We have fed it in. We have fed our skimmer in. So what we will do next is to operate the skimmer that will now extract the oil. So as you can see, we have successfully launched our skimmer, which is already connected to our engine here. So it will be collecting the oil from the environment, and it will be connected to a batch where the oil collected will be stored. So as you can see, we have successfully collected sample from the spillage area.
The drill exercise, as the previous speakers said, is just to prepare us for eventualities, if there is any. We just carry it out so that we can be alerted, we can use our equipment and test run it and provide experience for our officers.
We've come to the end of another episode of NIMASA This Week. Thanks for joining us on today's maritime voyage. Kindly follow us on all our social media handles as displayed on the screen. Until we come your way again next week with more maritime matters, I remain your anchor, Moyioluwa Olutayo. Fair wind and following seas.